Ophelia, are you there? I was just curious if you saw the condo photos that I sent you earlier. The view is from so high up. I was just so excited that I had to show everyone my new view, and it has a huge living room and even a concierge. I knew that getting with a CFO would be a good idea. Having a rich husband is great.
No, actually, I didn't look at the photo, and I don't appreciate all your bragging, so please just leave me alone, all right?
You know, if you don't want to talk to me, you could always just block me. But the fact that you haven't until now means that you secretly want to hear about how amazing my life is.
Yeah, that's really not what's going on here at all. And I haven't blocked you because you're my sister. I really want to believe that you and I can patch things up and be friends again. And I sincerely want to hope that you really want this too. I only haven't blocked you for that reason, and that alone. So please don't prove me wrong about this. Please show me that you and I can still be sisters. I just want to have the relationship that you and I once had. And I still just can't understand how we've grown so apart as sisters in this way.
Ugh, you always have the same old lame excuses, do you know that? If you really loved Warren then, you'd have blocked me by now. Or do you think that you'll somehow be able to take him back from me? Because I can tell you right now that that's not going to happen. Warren doesn't have even an ounce of feelings left for you, so there. How does that make you feel? I hope that it makes you feel awful to know just how jilted you really are to be your former lover. He only has feelings for me, and you don't even show up on his radar. You don't cross his mind at all. Well, except for all the times that I complain about how annoying you are.
Oh boy, here we go again. Why can't you just give this a rest already? I mean, really, just how many times are we going to have to reopen this can of worms, Alex? We have gone over this over and over and over and over again, and the results are always the same. Can't you just accept the situation as it is?
I'm just saying that it's clear you can't let him go, or that fact that I was able to steal him from you, but it's your fault for not keeping your eye on that rich man of yours. And to think that you two had been dating for 5 years before I was finally able to make him all mine. I know that you two were even thinking about marriage, but I guess I put all of that to an end right away, didn't I? So why don't you just accept that I've won and just leave us to be in peace already? All I want is a little peace and quiet, just to live my life happily without interference. And you can't even do that for me. Are you really so selfish that you won't even do this for your own sister?
You're the one who messaged me in the first place, and I don't want Warren back at all, thank you very much. Why can't you just accept that I have a lot of complicated feelings about all of this? I mean, you are acting like some kind of caricature of some horrible sister. It's like something out of a really cheesy soap opera. Or worse, some lame series on YouTube that preys on stay-at-home moms and people who can't tell when they're being fed pure slop. I mean, you're my sister, but I wish that you would quit rubbing this in my face all the time.
Oh man, you really are just such a crybaby, do you know that? You think your crocodile tears are going to change anything? If anything, it just makes me think of you as all the more pathetic.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have to be like that to me.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want, but all I hear is a little loser asking for her boyfriend back. It's not cute, though, and you won't be getting Warren back.
I am not trying to get pity from you or get Warren back. How many times am I going to have to say that? Yes, we were talking about getting married, but we're apart now, and I don't think about it. And besides, he was the one who got with you, so why would I want to marry a man like that now?
There you go, making up all those lame little excuses again. It really is just sad, you know, but maybe he left you because you're such a crybaby. And for that, I'm going to have you in the very back at mine and Warren's wedding.
Wait, what? What wedding? What are you talking about?
Didn't you hear? We're going to be getting married this year. He told me that he can't wait any longer and wants to do it right away.
got to be kidding me! I was shocked when you two moved in together, but now you're telling me that you're getting married too?
Well, duh. I mean, Warren is already 30 years old, and I guess that his dad had a long talk with him about taking responsibility, not to mention he has a lot to think about with work. So, we figured the easiest thing to do would just be to marry each other as soon as possible.
Oh, I see. Well, no, I hadn't heard any of that at all.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be getting an invitation when we have more details figured out. But just remember that you're going to be kept in the very back of the whole affair. I can't wait to see your crying face at the very end of the walkway. Your face is going to be the last that we see before we drive off into the sunset together.
Oh man, don't you have any pride for yourself, Ophelia? If you really want to get back together with me, you should just talk to me about it directly.
What in the world are you talking about, Warren?
I mean that I saw you just now in the office. You came to my dad to try and make him get back together with you, right? I have to say that I'm pretty shocked. I didn't realize that you wanted me so badly. I'm a bit of a bad boy if you hadn't noticed.
Literally, what in the world are you talking about? Have you hit your head or something like that? I don't want anything to do with you ever again, and your dad called me here to talk to him about something else.
And just why would my dad want to talk to my ex-girlfriend, huh? He doesn't associate with bottom feeders like you. He's too busy.
He was suspicious about why we broke up after 5 years, just for you to end up with my sister. And he was surprised to hear about you and my sister getting married, so he called me to discuss that.
Yeah, that does sound like him, I guess. He just can't learn how to mind his own business. But who cares who I date? It's my choice. He needs to learn to butt out and let me live my life.
I think it's that your dad is worried about you and wants to make sure that you're making good choices.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the excuse he gave you for his actions, but it's so obvious that you came to the office today to try and beg for me to get back together with you. Your obsession with me is really just getting sad at this point, Ophelia.
I think the only person who thinks anyone is sad here is your dad about you. In fact, he apologized for your actions to me today. He apologized for what you did, and then he gave me a rather thick envelope.
Oh, I get what's going on now. You were blackmailing my dad about what I did so that you could get a big payout. Is that it?
You have got to be kidding me. Do you really think that's what's going on?
You know that we weren't even engaged yet, right? But I get why you'd be mad about wasting 5 years of your 20s with me. I'd want to pay out too if I was a poor little nobody like you. But man, it really is sad when you get caught red-handed taking money like that, isn't it?
You really have no idea about anything that happened between your dad and I. But yes, if you really must know, he did give me some money.
There you go! I called it! I guess at least there was a silver lining to getting dumped by me after all! I hope you think of me when you spend that money!
Again, you have no idea at all what you're talking about, and the only person I feel any gratitude towards is your father. I know that you and my sister are getting married, but I wouldn't do anything more to upset your dad. He really is getting on his last straw with you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your concern, but I think I'm gonna keep on living my life however I want. Especially if that means avoiding marrying an old hag like you for your younger sister.
Hey there, sis. Did you get the invitation to my wedding? I bet that you were pretty surprised, weren't you? Did you look at where we were going to be having it? It's a pretty amazing place.
Oh, yes, I saw the venue. It sounds like a pretty amazing place. Even the invitation was all shiny. And haven't a bunch of celebrities gotten married there too? This must be costing a lot, no?
Well, that's what happens when you marry a CFO. Did you really think we were going to have some tiny wedding? And the catering is being done by one of the best places in the city, too. We're even getting a Michelin chef to create the menu for us.
Well, so much money all to spend on just one day of celebration.
Well, this day is going to be one of the most important in my entire life. I'm going to be the star of the show, and everyone is going to see how bright I'll shine. Maybe some celebrities will even show up to help me celebrate it. Just thinking about it makes me so excited.
I get being happy about your wedding, but do you have any idea how much it's going to cost? I mean, I know that Warren is rich, but even he doesn't have limitless wealth. And you've basically been nothing but a mooch ever since you graduated.
I have not been a mooch or anything like that at all. I've made my own money off of modeling, thank you very much. I'm a model with an agency and everything. Sure, I have a part-time job that I have at my office and everything, but I'm a model, don't get me wrong.
It sounds to me like you have a really booming career there. But are you really saying that a part-time model and your unemployed fiancé are going to be able to afford something like this? I hope you two aren't planning on trying to pay for the whole thing through your wedding gifts.
Who is unemployed here? Besides, there's really nothing to worry about at all. I mean, Warren's dad is going to be paying for it all anyways, so we're not going to be paying for anything.
Hold on a second. You mean that Warren's dad really said that he's going to pay for it?
Oh, come on. Surely you can't be surprised about that, right? I mean, of course he was going to. Warren is the CFO of his company. Of course his dad is going to pay for the wedding. Not just the venue, he's going to pay for the catering and staff and everything. We won't have to spend a single dime.
But what I want to know is if Warren's dad really actually promised that he would pay for your wedding. I mean, did he actually say those things? Because as far as I know, his dad really didn't seem to approve of his son sneaking around one bit.
Oh, Warren told me all about how you were called into his father's office and how you probably tried to rat us in for your own benefit. But even then, there was no scolding that came or anything. Don't you get it? This just proves that I've won! I'm in and you're out, and that's that. He clearly approves of our wedding, and it's obvious that he's going to support us.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't going to throw a fit about it or anything like that. I was just curious about what he said is all.
And just why in the world do you even care now that this doesn't even involve you, huh? Did you really think his dad wouldn't support his own son? I mean, you know that Warren is going to take over the company once his dad steps down, don't you? There's no way that he wouldn't pay for this wedding with so much on the line.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I'm actually not so sure that he is going to be taking over.
You really have no idea what you're talking about. You're just jealous because we're going to have the amazing wedding that you never could. But don't worry, it's not like we're not going to invite you. In fact, the both of us really hope that you show up. We want to rub your face in our success.
Well, I'm your sister, so of course I was going to be at the wedding. But you said you were going to make me sit in the back. So I'm still wondering if you even have a seat actually saved for me at this point.
Oh, come on. That doesn't mean you're going to miss the wedding though, right? You have to be there to sit in the back and look all sad for us. And you have to make sure to bring us a big wedding gift. We won't be accepting anything less than about 10 grand.
Hold on a second. You're not really asking your guest to be giving you $10,000 as a gift, are you?
Oh, come on. This is going to be the wedding of a lifetime. Did you really think the ticket to get in was going to be cheap? Besides, don't you want to come and see your one and only little sister get married? This is never going to happen again. Surely money's no object for you to be there for me, right?
What in the world are you talking about? How can you seriously be asking for that? That's just absurd.
But you're missing some of the perks that you get off of sitting in the first row. It means that when you walk through the door, you've already found your seat. Honestly, in a lot of ways, you're getting the VIP treatment. Don't you see that?
I have no idea who in their right mind would pay $10,000 for entrance into any kind of wedding. But I'm certainly not going to be shelling out that sort of cash to go see some failed model get hitched.
Excuse me, what did you just say? What's the matter with you? Fine then, since you and I are sisters, you'll only have to bring $1,000. How does that sound? Now that I've given you such a huge discount, you have to show up to the wedding, right?
You really are just completely out of line right now. And just why should I have to show up there anyways?
Oh, come on. You're not actually going to miss this, right? One of the whole reasons I want to get married is just so that I can see the disappointment on your face. Surely $1,000 shouldn't be too much for you, right? After all the strings that I'm pulling and the role that I'm giving you.
Let's get something straight here. You do know that Warren has been disinherited, right?
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
I mean that's why I've been wondering if you're really going to be able to pull off having such a huge wedding. That's why I said it'll be a wedding for a wannabe model and her unemployed husband. And I really don't know about bringing $1,000 just for that.
Wait a second. I don't understand. What is this? What are you talking about? What do you mean he's been disinherited?
So, I guess you still haven't heard the news then, right? But I think you should go and ask Warren or his dad as soon as you can. And you should also go and find out just who is going to be paying for that wedding. You might just be able to save yourself. Or your wedding if you try and act fast.
What the heck is going on here, huh? Why in the world did you tell Alex that I'd been disinherited? What's the matter with you? Things were going so well, and I finally thought that we were gonna have some smooth sailing. Then you have to come along and blow everything up!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I ruin your plan to defraud my sister through her marriage to you? It's not my fault that your dad chose to do what he did. Besides, I know that it's not just that. He's cutting you off everywhere. I know that he took your fancy black card, and I bet that isn't going to be giving a dime for your wedding. But I still just wonder what you've been telling Alex in the midst of all of this. And just how did you think it was going to be smooth sailing? I mean, what did you think was going to happen once you two are married and she finds out that you're out of a job?
Shut up! I don't need you critiquing my plan. It was all going to work in the end, okay? Or at least everything was going to be just fine until you had to go and ruin it. I thought I had done such a good job of hiding from Alex that my dad had cut me off, and when she found out, she flew into a huge panic.
Oh yes, I bet that she would have, and I don't blame her one bit for it. It really is ironic, though. She was getting married to you and thought that she'd be set for the rest of her life. You two even wanted to invite me so that you could try and rub my face in it. But now, the only people who are going to end up regretting everything are you two.
What is the matter with you? How dare you talk as if you're not a part of this? You did this. This is all your fault, and you have to pay for this. I have no idea what you told my dad or what he told you, but I just know that you had a part in all of this.
Wow, well, here's a side I didn't think I would see of you. You're so desperate now. It would almost be funny to see you begging like this if I didn't fully understand just how pathetic it really is. But I'm sure that you already know all of what I told your dad. I already told you exactly what I did, of course. But you had quite a different attitude when I was there at the office. You were so cocky, weren't you?
But, I thought you would come back to my dad's office to beg for him to make me get back together with you. And even if my dad did want to know the truth about how your sister and I got together, you didn't have to tell him the part about where I was cheating on you. Don't you realize the problems that you've made for us? I was so shocked the day after I saw you at the office when my dad called me into his and told me the horrible news.
There you go like a child, crying because you didn't get a toy that you wanted. You thought you knew exactly what was going on, but you don't know anything.
Shut up! You don't know anything! I'm not crying! This isn't how things were supposed to go! I had never ever seen my dad so mad at me before! He's always given me whatever I want, and now I'm gonna get nothing for the rest of my life! This can't be happening to me!
I can't believe that you've gotten this far in life and you still act like such a petulant, spoiled child. It really is just pathetic.
What did you say? You can't talk to me like that! It's not fair! Just who do you think you are? How dare you try and come at me like this? I thought you wanted to be mature and talk this out, but instead you have to come after me like this? I thought that you were better than this!
Of course your dad spoiled you. You were his one and only son. I mean, I know all about how your mom died when you were young, so obviously your dad was putting all of his hopes into you. I'm not shocked at all that he's upset with you.
You don't know anything about me or my dad, so don't pretend like you do!
You know, when your dad called me into the office to talk about you and my sister, he was so crushed. He just had no idea how he could have ended up raising such a scummy son. He even said that I could hear his voice choking up and how disappointed he was in you.
No! That can't be right! Please, tell me this isn't true! This can't be happening to me!
Well, I think you have more pressing things to worry about now. Like, how are you going to afford this huge, extravagant wedding that Alex kept going on and on about? Why don't you quit crying like a baby to me and get the rest of your life in order, huh? After that, Alex messaged me crying about how overnight, their wedding budget had been literally decimated. She realized that she was never going to get the huge wedding she'd been bragging about. But Alex was freaking out about the wedding and wondering about how she was going to get out of her relationship with Warren before it was too late. She missed her chance to act. Warren had already sent off the wedding certificate to be filed away, and, wedding or no, the two were legally husband and wife now. The two of them ended up moving into a cramped little apartment and had to take the first job that they could find. Warren begged his father for money over and over, but it was no use. He even burst in his father's building to beg for help. But Warren's dad later told me he was carried out by security promptly. Ever since then, Alex has been too busy handling her own crazy life with her own terrible husband to bother me anymore. As I mentioned above, Warren's father and I still keep in touch. I had heard from some of the staff about how angry he had gotten at his son, but to me, he had never been anything but kind and courteous. As for me, I was more or less able to rid myself of Alex and Warren and simply went on with my life. I was glad to have dodged that bullet and was satisfied that I had put an end to Alex's wedding plans before she would have ended up with the bill for such a huge affair. Whether she'll ever see it that way is another issue.
You have got some serious nerve, do you know that? I mean, really, just who in the world do you think you are? Did you seriously think that you were going to get away with this forever? I who do you think you are making Dad do all of the housework all the time when you're the mom? This is why I'm honestly just embarrassed to be your daughter. I can't stand you. You always humiliate me and make me feel like so bad about myself.
Excuse me, Ginny, what is all of this about? What do you mean you're embarrassed? I'm sorry, but I really just don't understand where this is coming from. It was never my intention to hurt you, whatever it is that I've done.
Well, I had a big test today at school to make a really cute lunchbox, and I was the only one who totally failed. Everyone else's looked amazing. It's all your fault. You're the reason why I don't know how to make anything like that.
Wow, well, that is a pretty unique skill to not have, I guess, but I really don't see how that's really all that vital to what you were actually there to do. Do you know what I mean? But at least it's not often that you do poorly on tests. I mean, I know that it can feel really bad in the moment, but sometimes it is good to take a step back and put all these feelings into a large context. Do you know what I mean?
Not often. It never happens. I never ever do poorly on tests. How dare you try to tell me to just brush this off when this has never ever happened to me before? Do you have any idea just how terribly I feel after this? I've made it all the way to my final year in middle school, and I've never once failed an assignment. I've only ever been the best in my class, but now I'm the only person who failed this test. Can you even imagine how embarrassing that was for me?
Now, Ginny, I really do understand how much it can hurt to get a grade like that, but I really don't see how it's my fault.
I already told you that it's all your fault because you make Dad do all the housework. Everyone knew how to make really nice-looking lunches except for me because they all had their moms teach them and I didn't. And that's because you never ever make me lunch, so I've never had a chance to learn. And now I've actually failed a test for the first time in my life. You have no idea what that is like for me. You have no idea what I'm going through at all, so don't even try to console me with your empty words.
I understand what you're saying, but why couldn't you just have your dad teach you? It might be how all your other friends learned, but your dad is the one who does all the cooking in our house.
I couldn't just ask Dad to teach me that. He has to focus on getting ready to go to work. But even though he goes to work to provide for us, you still make him do all of the work around the house all the time. Do you really think that Dad would even have time to teach me anything with how busy you're always keeping him?
Well, I think you're also forgetting that I have to go to work as well. I know that you're feeling down on yourself, and of course, it's good to focus on yourself and your own feelings, but again, let's try and remember the bigger picture here. I get up early in the morning and don't come home until late at night because I'm at work.
That's just an excuse. You're the mom, and that means it's your job to handle all of the housework. You can't be working that hard if all you're doing is going to work and making Dad do everything else. I was asking around at my school, and all the kids say that their dads don't do anything around the house, and their moms take care of all of it even if they have jobs.
Yes, I am sure there are many families that do things that way too, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all families have to operate that way. Surely you can understand that, right?
But when I told them how we do things in our house, all the kids laughed at me and were telling me that we were doing it backwards.
Well then, let me be the first to tell you that our family is not doing anything backwards at all. It's just that I have to work until very late in the day because things are so busy at my company. You know that most days I'm not getting back home until after 10 at night, so I talked to your dad and he agreed to take care of the housework since I was working so many hours.
Oh, just stop it already, will you? Don't talk to me like any of this makes sense. You're just justifying it to yourself.
Excuse me? Do you really think that? Please, Ginny, you are just being a little ridiculous right now, don't you think? Surely we can calm down and just talk out these issues like two adults, can't we?
I bet your work isn't even actually that busy. You probably are just horrible at managing your time. Dad always comes back home at the same time no matter how busy his job gets. I know that overtime is only for when you couldn't get your own work done on time and that only real jobs let you go home on time. Dad told me so. He told me all of that. So what do you think about that, huh? I bet you thought that you could just get away with living like this for as long as you wanted, but you can't.
Did your dad really say all of that to you? And I want you to be very honest with me, Ginny. Please tell me if those are actual things that your father has said to you about me.
That's right. He said that if someone has to do overtime, it's because they weren't doing what they were supposed to during the workday. And to think that you still make him do all the housework when you don't even earn half of what he does.
How can you say that, Ginny? I mean, really, are you even listening to yourself right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit on a sore spot for you? Do you think you're going well just because you have to work long hours? It's obvious that you're not doing anything right if you're coming home so late, and that's why you make me so embarrassed to be your daughter.
No, just a moment. I don't think that this is any way to be talking to your mother. Do you understand me?
Why? I'm only being honest with you. Does the truth hurt too much? If you don't like what I'm saying, then maybe you should try learning from Dad. If he can work and keep the house taken care of, then so can you, especially when it's the mom's job to do so in the first place.
Hey, Chris, I was just curious if you got a raise recently that made it so that you were earning twice what I was. Because I thought that you were still jobless after your job downsized and that you were just about to stop receiving your severance. I'm just curious where you got all this money from all of a sudden.
Sorry, what? I don't really get what you're asking me.
Well, you know how we agreed not to tell Ginny about you losing your job, right? I've heard that since then, you've been trying to give her lessons on being an adult. But that you've been telling her stuff like that it's embarrassing to have to work overtime and that only real jobs let you come home time on time every day.
Oh, well, I think there must be some kind of misunderstanding.
Because I think that I work my butt off every single day to provide for you and Ginny, and it's precisely because I work so hard that I've gotten to where I am in my company. And I've done all of that so that my family won't have to worry about it if we can afford the house we live in and eat 3 square meals a day. But now I understand that you're telling her that she should be ashamed of me because I work so hard for you two.
No, Paula, you've really got this all wrong. I wasn't trying to make Ginny think that about you at all. You know that I have nothing but gratitude for all that you do for us. I mean, I don't have a job, so you're doing all the work to support us.
Oh, you mean that you're grateful for all the work that I do for this family? In that case, maybe it's time that we tell her about what happened to your job, no?
You can't be serious about that, right?
I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for you to muster the courage to tell her yourself, but instead, you've just been telling her all this nonsense. She thinks that you're coming home from your job at the same time every day when you don't even have a job.
Well, I really do want to tell her the truth, but she's still so young and I just don't want to negatively impact her development, you know? You know that kids these age care so much about fitting in, and I'd hate to give her another reason to worry about that.
Well, you are right about that. She does certainly seem to care a lot about what her classmates think about her. All her friends were teasing her because their moms have jobs and do all the housework. I assume that in their homes, it's the husband who's the breadwinner there, but Ginny seems to be completely upset over the fact that her family might be different.
And you still want me to tell her that her own dad doesn't have a job? I doubt that there's a single person in her classroom who's in the same boat. I'm scared enough just thinking about how she might react if she finds out the truth.
And let's not forget the real reason that you were let go during this recent downsizing. Your boss fired you because you were trying to flirt with his wife. That's the real reason you don't want to talk to Ginny about this, isn't it?
Well, come on, how can you bring that up right now?
Because you have to tell her, Chris. She is blaming me for everything. And you also need to find a job so that you can move out and we can get a divorce. You're lucky that I'm letting you stay here while you look for work, but I'm only doing so because you cried and begged for me to. Don't forget that we agreed to split up once you found a new job.
I know. I really am trying to do my best to stay out of your way in the meantime, but it's really hard to find a job.
That's all you ever say, and all the while you insist in hiding the truth from our daughter. Instead, you just tell her all kinds of nasty lies about the real world, and in turn, she goes and blames our family's problems on me. When are you going to take responsibility for what you did?
Paula, I actually think I have an idea that might work. What if we don't get divorced?
You can't be serious, right?
I mean that we're living comfortably on your salary, right? So what if I just became a house husband and you go to work? That way I can be there for you and Ginny from here. You know how sorry I am for what I did with my boss's wife, so please can't we rethink this whole thing?
No. 1,000,000 times no. Is that seriously the idea you had? Did you really think I was going to buy that?
Is it really such a bad one?
Of course it's a bad one. You need to grow up and take responsibility for your life, Chris. And you have to tell our daughter the truth about what you did. If you don't, I will.
Hey, Mom, I bet you're not coming home until super late again, right? Well, I just want you to know that you don't have to bother coming home at all. In fact, I never want to see you around here again.
Ginny, what are you talking about this time?
I mean that we don't need you in our family anymore. That's why I sent out divorce papers, so that Dad can finally be free from you.
You sent out divorce papers?
That's right. I couldn't just stand around and let you make Dad do all the work around here. You never do anything around the house, and you make Dad do all of it despite the fact that he has to work too. So I went ahead and took matters into my own hands. I knew that you would have to be out of the picture before Dad could ever be happy again.
You mean you really filled out divorce paperwork for your own parents? You took them all the way to City Hall and handed them in?
How else was I supposed to do it? I told them that you gave me the papers and sent me there to turn them in. They didn't believe me at first, but when they say how well I forged your and Dad's signatures, they bought it. And then they said they would process it right away.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to think. My head is spinning right now. I can't believe that my own daughter would go ahead and do something like this. It's just so ridiculous I could laugh.
The only one who should be laughing here is me. I've finally driven the source of all our problems out of the house. I got rid of the nasty freeloader forcing my poor dad to do so much for nothing in return. You're nothing but a parasite, do you know that? Now Dad and I are going to be able to live in peace for the rest of our lives.
Actually, I'm afraid that if anyone will have to move out, it's your father.
What are you talking about?
I mean that you were calling me a parasite, but the truth is that your father is the real freeloader here. But if you really want to go and live with him, you can be my guest, Ginny.
What kind of game are you playing at here, huh? What do you mean Dad is the real parasite? You're the one that never does anything for the family.
No, you have it backwards again. It's your dad who doesn't contribute anything to us. In fact, I'm paying for everything for everyone in our house. You see, your father's company downsized recently and he lost his job afterwards. He hasn't been able to find any work since then. I've been the sole provider for our family for a while now.
Wait, Dad got fired and you've been having to pay for everything?
That's right, although your dad was very insistent that we hide the truth from you, so I went along with it and didn't say anything. But the fact is that your dad was fired about a year ago. You do know what that means, right?
It means that Dad hasn't had a job for over a year, right? But I heard that when companies downsize, they only let go of their worst employees.
That's one reason why people get let go. Sometimes it's because the employees aren't performing well. Other times it's because the company doesn't have enough money to keep paying them. But in this case, it's because your father was having an affair with his boss's wife.
Wait, what?
You're going to get the whole truth from me, okay? Your dad was dating someone who wasn't me. Do you understand? He was going out with his boss's wife, and when he found out, his boss fired your dad.
Wait a second, so then you're telling me that Dad cheated on you?
I know that you might find it hard to believe, but it's true. Since then, your dad and I have been talking about getting a divorce. We agreed to wait until he found a job to do it, since he didn't want to lose me without any source of income. I think he also didn't want to have to pay any child support, so he begged for me to let him stay with us. And he's been a freeloader at our house ever since.
But I had no idea about any of this at all!
But now you tell me that you've gone and filed divorce papers for the two of us. I was really shocked at first, but I'm more happy than anything. I'm finally free from having to take care of that no-good cheat. I was wanting to divorce him for so long, and now it's finally done.
You mean you're happy that I did what I did?
That's right. Now I can finally just focus on my work and how to grow my business. You have no idea how busy it is to run your own company, especially when you're also having to take care of a parasite and an ungrateful daughter.
What do you mean, your own company?
I mean that I'm the president of the company that I work at. I worked hard for 5 years, then I quit and started my own business. It's been growing steadily since then, but I think that your father was jealous of my success. I honestly think that's why he chose to cheat on me in the first place.
But I don't... What can I even say to all of that? Dad is jobless, and you're the president of your own company? Why didn't I know about any of this?
Would you have believed me if I told you? You seem to be so sure that I was nothing but a poor worker making excuses to neglect my family. You said that I must be because I was always working so late. You have no idea how much that hurt to hear, considering the fact that I was only ever working hard for our family.
No, Mom, there's been some kind of mistake, really.
But now, all those thankless days of hard work are finally over since you filed that paperwork for me. I suppose all that's left now is for you and your dad to pack your bags and move out.
Paula, please don't do this to me. I heard it all from Ginny. I know that she filed our divorce papers, and I made sure to scold her for it. So please, can we go to the town hall together and solve this whole mess? We have to tell them that there's been a mistake.
I tried calling them already, actually, but they told me that the marriage had already been annulled and that there was nothing we could do about it. So that's it. We're divorced, Chris.
No! Please say it isn't so! You said we were only going to do it after I found a job, remember?
Well, I wasn't the one who did it. Jenny was. Don't try and blame me for this.
Well, then we have to get married again, right now!
Are you kidding me? Please tell me that this is supposed to be some kind of joke. Honestly, I can't even with you right now, Chris. What is the matter with you?
Of course not! We have to put things back to the way they were! We have to stay married until I have a job! Let's get back together!
And just why in the world do you think that I would ever want to marry you again? It's been over a year and you still don't have a job. I doubt you've been looking. I mean, how can you when you spend all your time at those filthy bars?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're going on about at all, but I think that you're just being paranoid. I mean, do you really think that I'm going around to filthy bars, as you call them?
Did you really think that I didn't know about those? Come on, Chris. Why can't you just be a man and own up to your mistake? Honestly, I would still be pissed off with you, but at least I would respect you a little more if you just told the truth about what you've been doing. After the first few months of you not finding a job, I wanted to know if you were even looking for one, so I hired a private detective to find out what you do all day.
You hired someone to stalk me?
I hired someone who found out that all you do is waste your money at bars known for catering to lonely men. You never once seriously looked for a job.
No, you don't understand. There's been a mistake.
I'm just grateful that Ginny did what I couldn't, but now that it's done, I never want to see you again.
Please, you can't be serious about this, right?
And I am going to be sure to get back all the money I gave you that I now know you just spend at these places too.
Mom, please, you have to help me. Please let me come back home. I want to live with you from now on.
I just got rid of the parasites in my house and now one is trying to come back. If you try it, I'll spray you like the bug you are.
How could you say that to your own daughter?
You're no daughter of mine.
Please, Mom, I was just confused before. I didn't know the truth. But I don't want to live with Dad anymore. He doesn't do anything all day. He still hasn't found a job. We live in a tiny little apartment with nothing to do, and I hate it. So please let me move back in with you.
I've already given you my answer. I don't care if you are my daughter. The answer is still no.
Please, I'm begging you. I'm so sorry for everything that I said to you. At least pay Dad my child support like you're supposed to.
I actually don't owe a cent in child support. I was excused from having to pay that, seeing as how I always contributed so much to the two of you by myself. You wanted this, and now you have it, so have a nice life. I heard that even after that, Chris still didn't try finding a job. Instead, he took Ginny to his parents' house in the country, and the two of them began working for his parents on their farm. Of course, both his parents had heard about our divorce and were so disappointed in their son. Ginny was also in for a shock. Having only lived in the city her whole life, she had to change schools and is teased by all her classmates for being such a city slicker. Sarah, what in the world did you do to the plants in the garden? The beautiful roses, the hydrangeas that were just blooming so perfectly, the perennials I'd nurtured for years. They're all withered, lifeless. It looks like a disaster zone out here. What happened?
Oh, those? Yeah, I just sprayed them with some weed killer. What's the big deal? They were getting out of control anyway.
What's the big deal? Sarah, what did you do? All those plants, the ones that were thriving just yesterday, bursting with color and life, they've just shriveled up and died in an instant. How could you do such a thing? I spent every single day out here tending to them, watering them, talking to them. It was my sanctuary, my joy, my efforts, my time, my passion, all of it, completely wiped out in a single thoughtless act.
But Eleanor, you know, when there are plants, bugs come too, don't they? And honestly, I really hate bugs. Like, truly despise them. They creep me out. They get into the house, they crawl on everything. It's just gross. So, I had no choice but to spray them with weed killer. It was the only way to get rid of the bug problem. My comfort, my peace of mind. It was at stake.
No choice? Sarah, why do you always do things like this without even asking me? This garden, the patch of land right here, I've been taking care of it for literally decades. Since before you were even a thought, I was out here cultivating, planning, dreaming. This soil, these flowers, they hold so many memories for me. Every single bloom, every harvest, every new growth was a testament to years of dedicated effort. Don't you know I spend every single day tending to my flowers, especially in the spring and summer? I thought you understood how much this meant to me. It's not just a patch of dirt. It's a living legacy.
I know, but so what? That's your problem, not mine. The reality is, this garden, this entire property for that matter, is ours now. It belongs to Thomas and me. So, whether we decide to spray it with weed killer, pave it over, or turn it into a miniature golf course, it's entirely our decision. It's our right as the owners. Can you please stop acting like you own the place all the time? It's truly getting on my nerves. You might have lived here your whole life, but those days are over. We've moved into the 21st century, and things are different now.
What are you talking about, ours? This was always my home, my land.
Oh, please, don't tell me you've forgotten. We tore down your old, dilapidated house, didn't we? The one that was practically falling apart in the suburbs of Phoenix. And then we built this beautiful brand new two-family home, a split level, right here on this property. You agreed to it, remember? And at that time, you willingly changed the ownership of this land, the deed, to your son, Thomas's name, didn't you? It was all legally documented, signed, and witnessed. It's official. Therefore, this is no longer your house or your land, Eleanor. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us, Thomas and me, his wife. It's our property, our investment, our future. You're just living here, a guest in our home.
That's true, yes. But to suddenly use weed killer to destroy something I cared for so deeply without a single word of warning, that's just too much. It's beyond inconsiderate. You could have at least consulted me a little, couldn't you? A simple conversation, a heads up, anything. We share this space. I thought we had an understanding, a mutual respect.
Not at all. There was no need for consultation. It's absolutely not okay. It's your fault for growing plants on land that isn't yours to begin with. You're the one who overstepped. You knew the boundaries, or you should have. You were presumptuous to assume you could continue doing whatever you wanted. And frankly, your gardening habits were attracting all sorts of creepy critters like aphids, spider mites, and slugs, which I've already explained is unacceptable. So, consider this your official notice. Also, I'll be sending you a bill for the weed killer later. It wasn't cheap, you know. In the future, please don't plant any more plants in our garden. Consider it off limits. Permanently. This isn't a negotiation.
Mom, you won't believe it! Listen to this! The bank's loan application finally seems to be going through! I just got off the phone with the loan officer at the First National Bank of Arizona. They're doing the final checks, but it looks like we're on track! Can you believe it? This means I'll finally be able to get a loan in my name! After all this time, all the stress, all the rejections, it's actually happening! I'm so incredibly relieved I could almost cry! It feels like a massive weight has been lifted from my shoulders, a weight that has been crushing me for months, for years even!
Oh, Thomas, my dear boy, that's wonderful news! Truly fantastic! I knew you could do it. I never doubted you for a second. And Thomas, please don't ever apologize for anything. You've been through so much. I know it must have been incredibly tough on you carrying this burden.
Mom, I really have to apologize. I've caused you so much trouble, so much stress. I mean, honestly, it's because of my inadequacy, my failure to secure a loan on my own, that you had to take on the original loan for this two-family home in the first place. You've been covering the monthly repayments, that huge $2,000 every single month, all this time. You've been shouldering my financial responsibility, and I feel terrible about it. It's not fair to you, especially with your fixed income. I know it's been a strain, and I'm just so sorry.
Don't you dare say you're inadequate, Thomas. Never. And the loan application failing initially wasn't your fault, was it? We both know exactly whose fault that was. If Sarah had simply stuck to our original plan, if she had continued working as planned, with both of you contributing to the household income, getting a loan would have been a breeze. It was all meticulously calculated, a guaranteed approval with your combined salaries. We had everything mapped out, every contingency accounted for.
Yeah, well, Sarah, she just suddenly decided she wanted to be a stay-at-home wife. She quit her job without consulting anyone, without a single discussion with me or you. Just up and left her position at the Phoenix Advertising Agency. And on top of that, she went ahead and added all those insanely expensive options to the house without telling us. The gourmet kitchen with the imported marble, the custom-designed master bathroom with the soaking tub, the high-end smart home system, the landscaping package, the list goes on. She just kept adding things, driving the cost up, completely exceeding the budget we had meticulously set. Because of that, no bank, not a single one in Arizona would approve the loan application. We were rejected by every major vendor in Phoenix, Scottsdale, even Flagstaff. Our credit was stretched, our income suddenly halved. It was a nightmare.
I remember. It was a very difficult time. You were so distraught.
I had to beg and grovel, Mom. I had to go on my knees, practically prostrate myself to get you to agree to take on the loan in your name. I swore I'd pay you back. I swore I'd find a way. You were my only hope. I couldn't bear the thought of Sarah's disappointment, of our dream home crumbling before it was even built. So it was just a temporary solution, right? Until I could get a loan approved somewhere else, somewhere that would look past the initial hurdles.
Yes, that's right. Just a temporary measure. But you actually found a bank willing to work with you. You did it! You truly pulled off a miracle, Thomas. What a feat! I knew you had it in you. You've always been resourceful and determined.
I know. Moving to New York and taking that new job with the tech firm, even with the intense hours, was absolutely the right move. The significant increase in my annual income really made the difference. It's still super tight and the numbers are razor thin, but it looks like the loan application is finally going to pass. It's on the verge of approval, Mom. They just need to finalize the paperwork.
Super tight doesn't matter, Thomas. Even if it's just barely, as long as the application goes through, that's all that matters. You'll be able to manage the repayments. I know you can definitely handle it without any problems. You're responsible and hardworking. As soon as the application is approved, we'll immediately begin the process to refinance the loan. We'll get everything transferred. Then, finally, the house and land will be in your name, clear and free. It's going to be such a relief for everyone.
Mom, I'm so sorry for pushing the loan onto you for so long, for burdening you with this for what felt like an eternity. I know you must have hated taking on such a massive loan at your age. Deep down, it must have been a constant worry. I appreciate your sacrifice more than words can say.
Don't be silly, Thomas. I never hated it. I always believed you would find a way, that you would make it work. I know, my son. I trusted you completely, so it was okay. More importantly, you worked so incredibly hard in such a short amount of time, pushing through all those obstacles, finding a new job, proving your worth. You truly went above and beyond. That's my son, after all. You've always been a fighter.
It's all thanks to your cooperation, Mom. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Just agreeing to put the loan in your name was more than enough, a huge act of generosity. But then you went even further, paying that $2,000 a month for the loan until I settled into my new job in New York and got on my feet. Because of that, I was able to focus entirely on my job search, to make the right career move and to get financially stable. I didn't have to worry about the immediate burden of the house payments. It made all the difference.
Well, I was happy to help. A mother always wants to see her son succeed.
So, Mom, once the loan refinancing is successfully completed, how about we have a small celebration? A nice dinner out, maybe downtown, or a weekend trip to a cozy inn, wherever you want to go. My treat. We deserve it.
No, that's all right, Thomas. You don't have to do that. Just knowing you're set is celebration enough for me.
No, Mom, really. Instead of a celebration, I'd rather you let me pay you back for all the loan payments you've made so far. Every single penny of that $2,000 a month, and I'll add a little extra on top, a significant amount as a token of my sincere gratitude. A way to show you how much I truly appreciate your sacrifice and support. I've been saving every spare dime for this.
Oh my. Well, that would be wonderful, Thomas. That's incredibly generous of you. I'm very touched.
Honestly, Mom, thank you for everything. Thank you for always helping me, for believing in me, for sacrificing so much for me. From now on, you can leave everything to me. The loan, the house, everything.
Get your things, Eleanor. Pack up your bags right now and get out. I've already put your luggage, what little there was, outside the front door. So take it and disappear from this house permanently. And don't you dare come back. Go on, hurry up.
Excuse me? My dear, what on earth are you talking about? Did I leave something embarrassing lying around? I was so sure I cleaned the entire house, top to bottom, before I left this morning. I even wiped down the kitchen counters and tidied up the den. I thought I was being so careful.
It's not about that. It's not about anything you left out. Your very presence, living here with us, is the embarrassment. Having you around is a constant source of shame for me. I was so looking forward to a fun, relaxing day with my friends today, a chance to unwind and share some laughs. But because of you, because of your very existence under this roof, the whole day was ruined. Everything is completely trashed. It's all your fault.
I'm truly sorry, Sarah, but I don't understand what you're talking about. The situation is completely unclear. Did one of your friends say something cruel to you? Did something happen that upset you so badly?
Yes, they all went on and on bragging about their mothers-in-law. Every single one of them. The friends I invited over today, they all live with their mothers-in-law. Every last one of them. So, I thought today would be a fantastic day to bond over shared complaints about mothers-in-law. A real gossip session. A chance to air our grievances and get some sympathy. But no, it turns out I'm the only one who has a terrible mother-in-law. I'm the odd one out. It's not fair.
They all said their mothers-in-law are kind, devoted, and absolutely amazing? That they're the best?
Yes, and get this. Apparently, their mothers-in-law individually give them pocket money on the sly, like a personal allowance, and they do everything around the house. They handle all the chores, all the cooking, all the cleaning, the laundry, everything. And they're brilliant at home gardening. So good that their families barely have to spend any money on groceries. Can you believe that? But I have nothing like that to brag about. Not a single heartwarming story about my mother-in-law.
And I'm supposed to be blamed for that? Is that what you're saying?
Of course, absolutely. You're my mother-in-law living under the same roof as me, aren't you? So it's your job to make sure I don't get embarrassed. It's your responsibility to uphold my social standing. You should be actively working to make me look good to my friends. You're failing at your one job.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Well, Eleanor, you never once gave me any pocket money, did you? My friends get $200 a month from their mothers-in-law every single month.
I'm a retired woman, Sarah. I live on a budget. I barely have enough for my own needs. I'm on a fixed income myself. And right now, there are all sorts of other expenses, aren't there? Like the house, for instance. So no, I haven't given you any extra money. What do you expect?
Then at least do the housework. My friends said their mothers-in-law do all the chores.
Others are others, and we are us, Eleanor. We made a rule before we moved in together, didn't we? We explicitly agreed that we would each be responsible for our own affairs. And besides, you're a stay-at-home wife now, aren't you?
Well, you still need to pull your own weight around there. What about the home garden, then? My friends' mothers-in-law grow everything.
I was actually preparing the garden to switch from flowers to vegetables and fruits. I was planning to plant tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and herbs, dreaming of fresh produce. But you turned the soil into barren land with that weed killer, didn't you? Nothing will grow there now because of you. It's completely ruined.
Ugh, what is it with you? What are you saying? Are you implying that everything is my fault?
Yes, well, fault might be a strong word, but I certainly think this is beyond unreasonable.
What? If it was about the garden, you should have told me first. Then I might not have sprayed it with weed killer, would I? You kept me in the dark. Anyway, I was utterly humiliated today because of you, Eleanor. My friends felt sorry for me because I had to live with such a terrible mother-in-law. They were giving me pity, so get out! Just disappear from this house, you awful old woman!
If you want to talk about awful, Sarah, you're the one acting completely out of line. I'm listening to you, and I'm speechless. Your insolence and arrogance are truly astounding. I don't even have words for it.
Shut up! You're a freeloading old hag of a mother-in-law who offers absolutely no benefits to me by living here. What was the point of having you move in? You're just a parasite on a pension. Get out! There's no advantage to having you here, and you are just in the way. You're a burden.
All right, Sarah. If that's how you feel, then fine. Have it your way. I'll leave just as you wish. I'll pack up whatever little belongings I have left, and I'll be out of your hair. But in return, I won't help you with anything anymore. From now on, you and Thomas can figure out how to pay the loan yourselves. You're on your own.
From now on? What are you talking about? Thomas is perfectly capable of paying the loan for this two-family house. We never relied on you, a woman on a pension, for a single penny. You're just trying to make yourself seem important.
I'm sorry, but Thomas hasn't paid a single cent. Not one payment, Sarah. Not ever. He's been relying on me, a woman on a pension, all this time.
What? What are you talking about? He's never paid. Why? Why would you be covering the loan for this house?
Because the loan application failed, didn't it? All thanks to you. You wanted to build a house, but the foundation was too expensive and you couldn't afford it on your own. So you came to me for advice, didn't you? You asked me if you could build a house on this land, my land, if we lived together in a two-family home. I was happy about the idea of living with my son and his wife, and I gladly accepted your proposal.
What does that have to do with anything? Building a house on your husband's family's land is a common thing, isn't it? Lots of people do that.
Yes, up until that point, it was a perfectly normal story, and everything was going smoothly. But that's when your selfish demands began, Sarah. If both you and my son were working full-time, there would have been no problem with the loan. But then you suddenly decided you wanted to be a stay-at-home wife, and you quit your job without a word. And what's more, you started adding expensive options, saying you wanted a house that would look good on Instagram, going wild with all the upgrades. Because of that, every single bank, from the smallest credit union to the largest national bank, rejected the loan.
So that's what happened.
Yes, that's what happened. The whole idea of the two-family house almost fell through, but then Thomas came to me begging, literally on his knees. He said you were so excited about the house, and he still wanted to build it. He swore he wouldn't cause me any trouble and asked if I would take out the loan in my name instead. That's why I decided to help him. Since I took out the loan, this house and land are still legally mine. And until Thomas settled into his new job and got on his feet, I was covering the $2,000 monthly loan payments.
Then this two-family house, it's not mine? The loan was taken out by Eleanor. The house and land aren't ours?
That's right, they're not. And yet, you've been strutting around here acting like you own the place, completely oblivious. We were being considerate by not telling you everything, but even so, your selfish and arrogant behavior has been absolutely outrageous, wouldn't you agree? Your actions were completely unacceptable. But don't worry about the future. Thomas finally found a bank that will give him a loan. Once the refinancing process is complete, the house will be officially yours, fair and square. You'll be the rightful owners.
Really? Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? Then there's no problem at all, is there? I got all stressed out for nothing.
Well, that's assuming the refinancing goes through smoothly, of course.
Ha! In that case, I'll take my bags and go right now.
Mom, I heard about what Sarah did. I'm so sorry. I can't believe she tried to kick you out of the house. That's just unbearable.
It's all right, Thomas. Don't worry about me. More importantly, you need to finalize that refinancing for Sarah quickly. From now on, you won't have my help with the loan.
About that, Mom. Actually, the loan application fell through again.
What? What do you mean? But you said just the other day that the application was finally going to be approved. You got that new job, your income went up, there shouldn't have been any problems with the review.
No, Mom, my application was perfectly fine. I had all my ducks in a row. But then they discovered I had debt.
Debt? What debt?
Well, it wasn't debt that I created. It turns out Sarah was racking up debt on a family credit card that was in my name. I had given her one of my cards for household expenses, trusting her with the finances. I'd given her complete control over the household budget, so I had no idea. She was going absolutely wild with cash advances and credit card spending. It was unbelievable.
Oh dear, if it's enough to prevent a loan approval, it must be quite a lot, wouldn't you say?
I checked all the statements, every single transaction. It was all spent on her personal shopping, high-end spas, designer clothes, luxury handbags. The spending was especially excessive in the last week. I always suspected she had a bit of a spending problem, but I never imagined it was this bad. This confirms it.
You mean you knew about this, Thomas?
You knew, Mom?
Of course, I'm with her all day. I noticed an awful lot of packages addressed to her arriving almost every day, delivered right to the doorstep. I kept wondering what she was buying.
So that's what it was. And what about the house, Mom? What are we going to do now? We'll have to find another bank that will approve the loan, won't we? But with all that debt, it's going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible. Perhaps we should just sell the house, don't you think? We have no right to say anything, Mom. None at all. I'll pack our bags immediately and we'll leave. You can sell the house. Of course, I'll pay back all the loan payments you've made so far, every cent. And if the sale of the house results in a loss, I'll cover that too. I promise I won't let you lose any money on this, Mom. Not a single dollar.
That would be a great help, Thomas. Thank you.
And I'm going to divorce Sarah. I just can't live with her anymore. I swore I'd make her happy for the rest of her life, no matter how selfish or stubborn she was. I truly tried my best to keep that promise, but I can't do it anymore. She kicked you out of the house, and now this hidden debt? There's no love left. I can't devote myself to someone like that. I'm utterly exhausted.
You've done more than enough, Thomas. You've been incredibly patient and resilient.
So, I'll start the divorce proceedings right away. I hope it goes smoothly.
What am I going to do, Eleanor? Thomas just served me with divorce papers. He just handed them to me without a word. He said he's reached his limit with me. What am I going to do?
Oh, already? He's already brought the divorce papers from the courthouse in Phoenix? He moves quickly, doesn't he? And besides, are you really surprised?
Wait, and is it true? Is he really going to sell this house? This beautiful brand new two-family home we just built? It's brand new. We just moved in.
You have no right to complain about that, Sarah. It's my house, my land. I can do whatever I want with it, can't I? Just like you, Sarah, when you sprayed the weed killer, completely oblivious to everything. It would have been better if Thomas's loan application had gone through, wouldn't it? But you created all that pointless debt.
Pointless? They weren't pointless. They were all necessary purchases. Of course they were. We built a brand new house, didn't we? So it's only natural to want to beautify it with various new interiors and decor. And I always dreamed of an elegant, leisurely life as a stay-at-home wife. So naturally my shopping increased. It's completely understandable.
Understandable? I don't think it's an amount you can justify, Sarah. You maxed out all your cash advance loans, didn't you? And it looks like you went on an even bigger spending spree just this past week.
I'm not the one who's wrong. It's all your fault.
My fault? How so?
Because you didn't do anything for me, like my friends' mothers-in-law do. That's why I wanted to brag to my friends, too. So I bought things and posted about them on social media, saying they were gifts from my mother-in-law. Don't you understand? It was a lie, wasn't it? I had to make it up. My friends were all bragging, and it was so painful for me. I hated being the only one who had to complain about her mother-in-law. I didn't know it would come to this. It's unfair. It's so unfair.
Unfair or I didn't know. You're not a child, Sarah. Why do you think things turned out this way? You finally had a beautiful brand new house, a house with all the custom options you wanted, a house to brag about. You even became a stay-at-home wife. You should have achieved all your dreams.
But I didn't achieve them. You achieved them for me, and others achieved them for me. And this is the result. Next time, you need to earn a wonderful house with your own strength, your own efforts. No, please, that's impossible for me. I don't have a job anymore, and I'm being served with divorce papers. Please, Eleanor. I'll apologize for everything I've done. Please don't sell the house, and please convince Thomas to reconsider the divorce.
And what would be the benefit to me in doing that, Sarah?
What?
If there's no benefit to me, then it's only natural for me not to help you, isn't it? Just like you, Sarah, when you kicked out the mother-in-law who offered no benefits. Well then, Sarah, go on. Next time, make your own dreams come true, with your own strength. Soon after, Thomas and Sarah's divorce was finalized. Sarah, in a fit of rage, lashed out at her friends, accusing them of making her brag and demanding they take responsibility for her situation. Consequently, she lost all of her friends. She attempted to return to her parents' home in New Jersey, but her younger brother and his wife were already living there, leaving no room for her. With nowhere else to go, Sarah is now sleeping in her parents' living room, working at a local convenience store in Trenton to pay off the substantial debt she accumulated from her extravagant shopping. As for me, Eleanor, the two-family home sold for more than I expected. I used the proceeds to fulfill my long-held dream of living in a luxurious penthouse apartment in a high-rise in downtown Phoenix. It turns out this new life is far more comfortable and convenient than I could have imagined, and honestly, Sarah, as terrible as her actions were, I'm strangely grateful to her. She unwittingly gave me the perfect reason to sell the house and finally achieve my dream.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.